Good afternoon. My name is Darren Barshaw. I'm a Darwin Perennials product representative, and I'm here to talk to you about our new 2025 intros to our Darwin Perennial program. First would be our Agastache Summer Long series. We're very excited about this series. There's 5 colors in it. It is a pollinator magnet, especially hummingbirds. Hummingbird mint is the common name for it. The 5 colors are coral, lilac, lemon, peach, and magenta. These are zone 7 perennials, so I'd use these in the north as a premium annual. Great in combinations, as you see on the left-hand side as well. We won Retailer's Choice Award for that combination at Cultivate this past year. Early to bloom, long blooming, hence the name summer long. These will bloom spring through frost without much cycle out of color at all. These are just fantastic plants for your garden, for your pollinator program. More colors to come in the next coming years. Sedum. We added a couple new sedums in the past couple of years. Now we've added sedum shamrock, which shamrock is a total ground cover mat, just 2 to 3 inches tall, yellow flowers in the fall, kind of green, red, brown, different hues within the plant itself. But if you want a ground cover for full sun that will choke out all the weeds, sedum shamrock is your choice. Here it is shown in a 1 gallon. Color breakthroughs. So we've had a couple different series that we've introduced over the last couple of years, and we've had some new colors that we're adding to the lineup. So that's what the color breakthroughs are. Hi, our first color breakthrough is in the series Achillea New Vintage series, which is our landscape series, which is about 24 to 20 inches tall, does not flop, free flowering. The name relates to vintage, meaning that the flowers age to a good, nice antique look, and just continue to be showy throughout the season. These can be cut back and they will reflush as well. So New Vintage Terracotta is the new color. Rounding out the Achillea New Vintage series is a new color Terracotta that gives us 5 colors in this program. So we get Terracotta, red, rose, violet, and white. And the other nice thing about yarrow is that it is a host plant for the painted lady butterflies. So another great pollinator plant. Up next is our Buddleia chrysalis series. We introduced this a couple of years ago. It is meant to bring the Buddleia back to the perennial program for a 2.5 quart to a 1.5 gallon, so it's a dwarf butterfly bush. We have a new color here called steel blue, so that makes 6 colors in the Buddleia chrysalis series. We have blue, cranberry, pink, purple, and white, and now the new color steel blue. Very disease resistant as far as downy mildew and powdery mildew. Very free flowering. Great pollinator plant, great fragrance, just really good for front of the border. Maximum height in the garden, I would say after a few years, are going to be about 2.5 to 3 feet by 2.5 to 3 feet tall and wide, depending on where you are in the country. And Coreopsis uptick, which is our what do I want to say, our rockstar Coreopsis series. It's a grandiflora hybrid. When you think of Coreopsis, I always think of yellow. Well, we never had a yellow or a gold in this series before, so now we have Coreopsis Uptick Gold to go along with our cream in red, golden bronze, red, and yellow and red. And this is one of the easiest no-brainer perennials that I can think of that we offer. It wants to flower like an annual. This is one that you can schedule for spring, summer, and fall. It'll continue to bloom. You can do a little bit deadheading on just to clean it up a little bit, but you don't really need to do that. It's a fantastic plant. It's hardy to zone 5, so it'll come back every year. And it is also a pollinator plant. So the Uptick series is a series you should be growing, and Uptick Gold is the new color. Moving forward, we have the Delospermum Ocean Sunset series we introduced a couple of years ago. And now we have a new color called Violet Flare. Violet Flare has that large white eye. You can see the flower coverage on the plant is phenomenal. There's now 4 colors in the series. We have Orange Vibe, orange glow, violet, which has a yellow eye, and now the violet flare, which has the big white eye. The common name for this plant is ice plant, so it does love the heat in drought conditions to do its best. It's a ground cover mat, be covered in flowers. Like I said, they're iridescent, the largest blooms and the most vigorous Azelospermum on the market, and this is hardy to zone 5. Digitalis Arctic Fox series. We have a new color in the Arctic Fox series. Originally we had Arctic Fox Rose, now we have Arctic Fox Lemon Cream, which is actually a sport of Arctic Fox Rose, and it will act the same way. This is a true perennial foxglove, so it's a hybrid, so it's a cross between a couple different species of Digitalis. It means it's hardy, it comes back year after year, very floriferous, great for the north, great for the south, great pollinator plant, and a great cut flower. We have some cut flower growers that we work with that are using these two plants, and if they continue to cut on them, they continue to throw up flower spikes. It's a fantastic series, hopefully more colors to come. So Arctic Fox and Lemon Cream would be the new color. Arctic Fox Rose has been out for about 3 or 4 years. Just wanted to touch on our echinaceas. We have what we feel is the Sombrero series, been out for 12 years. We've sold about 20 million units. It's proven in the landscape. It's proven at retail. It's a great pollinator plant. We have many colors. We have a couple new color additions we're going to talk about here coming up. We have the Echinacea Mandarin Mambo. So this is a new bright orange for us, and the new breeding initiative with sombreros is we went to our breeder and asked them to have bigger flowers, more petal overlap. So when you see an echinacea in full bloom, this new breeding, it's going to cover the foliage up. So that whole canopy of flowers will cover the foliage up, non-stop blooming, first year flowering, hardy to zone 4, great new plant. So Mandarin Mambo is our new orange. We did drop Tango Tangerine. We did have 5 colors in this program, so we reduced one of the oranges to make way for Mandarin Mambo. Next new color will be Fuchsia Fandango. This is our darkest, richest fuchsia lipstick colored coneflower that we have in the Sombrero series. Again, you can see the flower size is getting bigger. You got Baja Burgundy on the left, Rosata in the middle, and then Fuchsia Fandango. Again, very large flower. It has kind of a blackish stem as it ages, so you get a really nice contrast in there. So Fuchsia Fandango. So those are new colors in the Sombrero series. In the Veronica Skyward series, this is a taller series of Veronica that we introduced a couple years ago. First we came out with pink and blue, and now we have the new color lilac. So as you can see, these are meant for 2.5 quarts to a gallon and a half, even to a 2-gallon program. They're in that, we say 14, 18 on the slide, but I want to say they're probably 18 to 24. Very upright, stiff habit that doesn't split apart, easy to ship, easy to put in a customer's trunk, and it's not going to break apart on you. Very long flowering, a lot of lateral breaks, so you'll get 6 to 8 weeks of flowering out of these plants. And for Veronica, it's very disease resistant. Powdery mildew, downy mildew, the black leaf spot, it's not proof, but it will be the last one to get it in your garden. We've seen it at trials, proven how clean this series is. I think this is a rock star. You should add it to your program, and the lilac is a really unique color, and more colors coming down the pipeline as well. Now, early spring, we have some early spring plants that we're adding to our program, and these are ones that need to be planted this summer, fall, to bulk up and size up and fill out that 2.5 quart to flower well in the spring. First series would be the Phlox Spring Splash series. So this is going to bloom after your Phlox subgelata. So you have Phlox subgelata, then you'll have the Spring Splash hybrid. There's 3 colors. We have lilac, violet, and pink. Really nice mounding habit. It does have some subgelata blood in it. About 25% of it is in there, but very free flowering. We've seen this flower periodically throughout the summer as well. So subgelata can be hit or miss depending on the weather. It could bloom early and be done for before you have time to get it out into your retail benches. This will be a little bit later, so hopefully it will fill that hole where you need it. And then we are working on quite a few more phlox into our program over the next couple of years that will give you phlox from spring all the way through fall. Lots of different colors, lots of different forms. So look forward to those new series coming out in the next couple of years. Our Dream Area series, this is Sea Thrift is the common name. We have a new color this year called Hypnotic Dream. So it's a really dark red, like a Cabernet Merlot type color. And this will make 7 colors into the program. If you can see them listed there, this is a great spring flowering. It'll bloom all the way till June for you, and then as the heat of summer picks up, it'll slow down, but it has evergreen foliage and it will reflush again in the fall. It has, the flowers are almost, I want to say they're almost straw flower looking and feeling, so they're very long lasting. Really cool front of the border. The foliage is probably 2 to 3 inches tall. The flowers are 8 to 10 inches tall, and they will work well as a cut flower as well. Technical difficulties here. We have a new Lavandula series. These are Spanish lavenders. So we have lavender Anook, and the Nook series has been out for a long time. But the name Lavender Anook has been out for a long time. The series. Now we have Anook Burgundy, Anook Doublescapes, and Anook and Royal Anook. These would all need to be also planted in the fall. They need about 6 or 8 weeks of cooling to bloom. So these would be a spring decorative plant. They are zone 6 hardy. So depending on your location, they're a great landscape plant as well. Really large, showy flags. Just a really unique colors here. The burgundy, I don't think there's another burgundy out there in the market. So very, very unique plants. And then we have 2 new silver foliage Spanish lavenders. These are a Lavanova series. It's purple frost and pink frost, so you get the silver foliage with the purple contrasting flowers and the purple flags, and then a pink flowering one with the big pink flags as well. Even when it's not in bloom, the foliage itself is just really bright and bold, works great in combinations or a mass landscape planting. And then Saxifraga. We've never had a Saxifraga in our program before. So Saxifragas have been really popular in Europe for years and years. This is an early spring flowering, small front of the border plant. There's 4 colors available here. You get the hot pink, the red, the picotee, and the rose. These will flower all the way into early June in the north, and then again they will just be a nice mound, almost looks like a sesame-like foliage, and they'll bloom again in the fall. So these will be one of your first plants to bring into the garden center, kind of along the phlox subulata time. They need to be potted again this late summer, fall to get bulked up and have that good vernalization for great flower power. As the flowers age, they transition in color, so you get kind of a rainbow effect in the plants. So they're really, really cool little plants, really hardy to zone 4 all the way through zone 9B. And then we'll talk a little bit about better versions. This is a concept more to the landscape market, but also to the consumer to make sure they're putting in the newer breeding, the newer improved plants into their landscapes. So these plants are all better blooming, better performing, and we have better availability. So they've had to been in the marketplace for at least 5 years. They've been trialed and proven in the landscape. We have good numbers, and we have a clear target that we want to convert uh, your customers from to these products. So the first one would be Salvia Blue Bayou. This is a big, big improvement over May night. Blooms earlier, has a much better habit, does not lodge open or bird nest open. We've had it reflush 5 times in West Chicago without cutting it back. If you cut it back, it'll reflush as well. And it is an AAS award winner, which is an All-American selection, which means it works north, south, east, or west in the landscape, in containers, great pollinator plant. So Salvia Blue Bayou instead of Salvia May Night. And then Nepeta Junior Walker would be your replacement for Walker's Low. Walker's Low really isn't low, kind of lodges open and falls apart, where Junior Walker holds a much tighter habit. About the same size once established, but you just get that better mounded plant and not flopping them open and bird nesting on you, and also super hardy in the landscape. And last but not least would be Lavender Super Blue. This would be a big improvement over Lavender Hidcoat, which is a seed variety that's been out for years and years. This has just got a better habit, better winter reliability consistently, great mounding habit, and very, very free flowering. It'll bloom all summer long for you. Another great pollinator plant, or if you're using lavender for cuts or lavender for oils, it's got the great perfumey oil substance in its stems. And we put together a little list here of grow this, not that, of basically some of our key series versus the competitors and why we think ours are better than theirs. Uh, Thank you. I hope this was informative. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at dbarshaw@darwinperennials.com. Thank you and have a great day.